Hey guys, how are you guys today? So I am making this video for you guys today about how to get known, how to become visible, how do people hear about you when you don't even have a paying client yet. Because I remember when I first started out as a coach, it was kind of like, cool, well, I've got all these amazing coaching models and I know what problem it is that I want to solve, but how do I now actually attract paying clients who I can work with? And it was really frustrating because it was like, you've got this passion and this desire, but then I knew that it was like, do I just walk into a coffee shop? Do I just start posting randomly on Facebook and hopefully people will start to notice me? What do I need to do? So today, what I'm going to be teaching you guys is the thinking around, the thinking you need to understand around marketing and building a relationship with a client. It's not about getting a sale. It's actually about building a relationship because it was really interesting. When I just got off the phone earlier on today with a client and she was like, Cal, when I first started and I decided what my niche was, boom, in that first week, I got a paying client. They invested almost 2K in me. And now I've had 3 rejection calls, or 3 calls. I'm not even going to call them rejection calls because there were 3 calls where where the prospects didn't want to buy it straight away. And what she made it mean was they've rejected me and I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not on the right track. Like I used to do speaking gigs. Like before I decided on this niche and I was just coaching generally, like I got 5K here, 3K there. Like, why is this not working? Like, what is wrong? And what it told me as a coach is that it was a reflection of how well she had built that relationship with those prospects. Because when you first start out, guys, you will probably experience beginner's luck where someone's referred someone onto you, and trust me, referral word of mouth is one of the best forms of marketing. You barely have to do any work with a referral because if someone trusts like a doctor and a doctor refers you, the patient onto you, you adopt the doctor's superpowers essentially, and all of the trust building is already built for you because the person trusts the doctor, and because the doctor's referred on to you, you adopt by their superpowers by association. But referrals aren't easy to come by all the time unless you've got pre-existing relationships. They're not always easy to come by. So what often happens is we need to then go build our own relationships, and it can be challenging when the first client you got it in a week and they paid you X amount, and then all these other clients, it's like it takes longer. They're not willing to invest in as much money, and you're just like, what is going on? So if that's what you've been thinking, excelente, because I am going to introduce to you the trust builder. So these are the 4 steps that I teach my clients in terms of what they need to take their clients through or their prospects through to build a phenomenal relationship. All right, so guys, I am going to turn the camera around. So I'm not going to be able to see your comments, but if you've got questions later on or you want me to clarify anything, as always, feel free to post in the comments below and I'll make sure that they get answered, all right? Because the whole purpose, guys, of this group is to educate you guys on how to get to your first 10K month. It's to educate you, and then if you want to take it further because you want one-on-one coaching or one-on-one mentoring, then we have the 10K Elite Squad, which is designed to help you literally, physically, actually get to your first 10K month. All right, you guys ready? Cool bananas. Let me just, oops. Oh, you're looking at my messy desk, my messy study. All right, let me turn the camera around. All right. Ooh, okay, let me, sorry. Just have to play around with this camera. And let me bring this up. Cool. Alrighty. So guys, what you need to understand is that I call this the trust builder. So when you're building a relationship with a client for the first time, and guys, what you need to understand is that sales is just like dating. So let me use an example. So when you meet, before you get married to your future partner, what has to happen first? Tell me. Duh, you have to meet them. So you go to a bar, and how do you guys even have the possibility of dating each other if he doesn't see you first, right? So the first step is attract. So you actually get to see each other. They attract, they actually know about you. And similarly in coaching, in running a business, people need to know who you are and what you do before they're even going to inquire or be curious about what it is that you do. So they need to see you and be attracted to you. So the first step is attract. Now, let's imagine on a scale of 0, I'm going to do this in a different color, 0 to 10. 0 being a complete stranger, right? 10 being they're a raving fan. They talk about you, and when they're having conversations about your niche, they're like, oh my gosh, have you spoken to this person? Or, oh my gosh, you need to jump into this person's Facebook group because this is exactly what they do. That's a raving fan. They know that you know what problem you solve. They know that you're the best person to solve that problem for them. And they're like, I want to work with you. So they rave about you when you're not even in the room. Now, you know what? I'm actually going to change this a little bit. I'm going to make that a 15. Okay? Because to help someone get from 0 to 15, which is a raving fan, at some point, they need to actually buy your product. So that's 10. And then I'm going to say nurture. So this is where they convert into a paying client. Now, it's funny. A lot of people think that to get to a raving fan is getting the sale. The sale, it's never about getting a sale, guys, because you need to realize that once you get the sale, that's when the real work starts. Because why do you think testimonials are so powerful? Because people know that through you working with them, they've gotten results. That's how they become a raving fan of yours. So sometimes people think, oh, yes, I got the sale. I'm like, dude, your work has just begun. So, because you need to actually walk the talk now. But let's come back to stranger. So if you've met the guy, you've seen him across the bar, you guys know nothing about each other, you've never seen him before, but you're like, he's interesting. How do you get from just seeing him to getting married, which is converting to a paying client? How do you get there? Maybe you'll date a little bit. Maybe you'll go over to each other's homes. Maybe you'll meet each other's families. Maybe you'll go traveling together. Maybe you'll even move in together, right? So all along that time, what are you doing? So that is here. Here, you got to nurture the relationship, right? And every touch point, every date you go on, every holiday you guys travel on, when you move into a home, every friend you introduce each other to, you're building the relationship. You're starting to uncover more about each other, what each other like and don't like, how to meet each other's love languages, all of that stuff. And over time, you know so much about them that you're like, oh my gosh, they're the one. All right. Even if you're a chick and you're like, you love at first sight and you're like, he's the one for me, he doesn't know that, or you don't know that for sure. You won't ask the question, will you marry me, until you've nurtured the relationship. So much so that you're like, okay, let's get married. Married. Right? And raving fan is when you're both 60 and old and you're still like, I love each other. I love my partner. Because you're so good with each other and you've walked the talk, and what you promised here, you're still carrying out over here. Now, you may be wondering, how do I actually build that trust, right? Because it's a trust builder. So in the business world, especially in coaching, you can do a variety of different ways. like, guys, I need to be serious here, because I'm not serious, because I'm always so serious, is that there are infinite ways for you guys to attract paying clients. And there are infinite ways for you to make money as a coach. Now, what's really important for you is to find strategies that suit you. So you could do Facebook Lives, you could do workshops, webinars, you could write ebooks, you could write blog posts, you could join Facebook groups and add value there, you can make videos. There are infinite things that you can do. And the idea is we want to find strategies that suit you, because when you love doing it, you can do it over and over again, and it will give you energy. Just like how me making videos, I love videos. I love connecting. I love talking. I love presenting. So me doing this doesn't require a lot of effort. And plus, Facebook Lives is actually a really awesome strategy for you, because Facebook loves engagement. So, but if you don't love this and you had to keep doing it, then eventually you're going to run out of steam, and you're going to learn to not love your business anymore. And you need that passion, especially to push you through the challenging moments where you're like, it's been a whole month and I still don't have any paying clients. What's going on? You need to find strategies that work for you. So if you're taking a client from a stranger to a paying client, they need to, you're starting to build awareness. So attraction, awareness throughout this time. So before you even nurture, guys, here is awareness. They need to know who you are. So I'm going to use one of my clients as an example. I won't share with you her name. Let's pretend her name's Sarah. I like that name, Sarah. Now, what happened was, so my client, she decided on her niche about 3 weeks ago. And after week 1, she got referred a client. And the client signed on $2,000 straight away. She was like, oh my gosh, I can do this. This was so easy. And then, since then, she's had 3 sales conversations, and all of them have said, it's not the right time, don't have enough money, I'm just not quite sure yet. And my client, Sarah's saying, why is this happening? Like, the first one was so easy, and now it's like no one wants to buy or no one wants to invest in this program that is way cheaper, because she's offering a pilot program that's like less than $500. She's like, I'm offering at such a discount, how come they're not investing? Now, something you guys need to realize is that money is never the objection. If you get an objection in the sales call, what's actually happened, so this is the sales call, convert paying client. What's actually happened is that you haven't dealt with an objection 2 steps prior. So if you think about it, 2 steps prior, you're in the nurture phase. What it actually means is you probably haven't nurtured, educated them about their problem enough. Because if a problem is big enough, guys, they will always buy. And the only reason why they don't buy is because it's just not a big enough of a problem yet. For example, if I put a gun to your head and I was like, find me $1 million by tomorrow, otherwise I'm going to shoot your child, would you find the money? Well, you would certainly do everything you can to find the money, because the pain is big enough of a problem for you that you will take action to pursue it. Same thing with your clients. Never buy their money objection. It is never the objection, ever. Like, trust me on this, money is never the problem. It actually means that you haven't built up the problem for them big enough. They don't see the distinction between where they're at now and where they want to be. And as part of that journey is for you as a coach to nurture that relationship through resources. So it could be that you're doing videos like these ones now, or maybe you're creating a free opt-in, like a checklist or a step-by-step plan. Maybe you're running a workshop, maybe you're running a webinar or a seminar to educate them about that. But you need to actually have multiple touch points before they'll buy. On average, that's what I mean. On average, they say that your prospects need to experience you between 10 and 12 hours before they will buy, which is why I love Facebook videos, because after you watch this, it's probably been like 20 minutes. And if you've watched all my videos, which I know some of you guys have, then it's more than that. So you need about 10 to 12 hours before your buyer goes from a stranger to knowing so much about what you do, the problem that you solve, and knows that they have the problem as well now because you've educated them so well that they'll then buy. So rather than the first touch base, if you get on a call, because what happened was my client reached out to them on Facebook, teed up a phone chat, and on the phone chat, she treated that as a sales call. For me, I don't treat that as a sales call. I treat that as like a discovery call where I'm uncovering what it is that may be going on for them right now. What are their top challenges? Because I need to understand, what are your challenges, and do I know how to solve your challenge? And because so many people join groups these days, it may be that they didn't even really intend to join the group and it was by accident. So you need to know that they have a problem that you know how to solve. And then you need to start educating and nurturing that relationship. And then later on down the track, when you've positioned yourself so much so, you've positioned yourself in a way where you are the expert, that they're like, oh my gosh, Cal, I experience emotional eating. You clearly know what you're talking about. And I'm not the emotional eating coach, but I do know one of my clients who has now joined the 10K Elite Squad. She actually went away and watched every single one of my videos, and that really helped because that built the relationship so much so that she was like, Cal, I want to work with you. I know there are so many different business coaches, but I know that you know your shit. I know that you know what you're talking about, so I want to work with you. And that was only through building, and that took about a month. Like, it doesn't have to take a month, but know that the first step, rather than getting the sale, if that's your focus, you've completely missed the point of sales. Completely missed the point, because it is not about getting a sale. It is about building a relationship, okay? And it needs to start from square one of, do they even know me yet? If they don't know you yet, you need to find a way, either get their email address or invite them into a Facebook group where you can then ongoingly maintain and build on that relationship. That's why with a lot of the clients that I've signed on, they've actually been a part of this group. And they've watched a lot of the stuff that I've done. They've come to meetups, they've come to half-day workshops. And as a result of that, they've now signed on to our 10K Elite Squad program, because they know that I solve the problem that they have, which is taking away the complexity and the overwhelm and giving them a really clear 5-step action plan to get to their first 10K month. All right, so that's what I wanted to share with you. Let me just turn this around, team. Oh, Karina, hello. Now, Karina, share with me, what have you taken away from this so far? Because this has been, I know, a really important conversation that we've been having over the past couple of weeks in terms of how to build awesome trust and awesome relationships with your clients and your market. Share with me, what are you taking away from this? And guys, I know this is now backwards for you, but I just want to show you that after you get the paying client, then it's really about you delivering on what you promised. We are not allowed, this is a belief that I have, you try it on for yourself, but I have a firm belief that we should not promise anything that we don't think we can deliver, that we don't know we can deliver. You need to walk your talk. So even if you're piloting or trialing a new program, which I know a lot of coaches, when you first start out, that's what you will be doing. That's what I've been doing. Like, I've been trialing it one-on-one, constantly tweaking and like making it better. What was I going to say? I was going to say, yeah, even if you're trialing it, be honest with your market. Be like, hey, so I'm actually trialing this new program. Now, the aim of it, and I'm just going to use emotional eating as an example. Like, it could be, look, I overcame emotional eating for myself, and it took me about 15 years to do that. Now, I don't want it to take that long for my clients. Because I know some people out there have managed to overcome it in like 3 to 6 months, and that's what I want for my clients. Now, I've been spending the past 2 years researching how to overcome this, so I'm so passionate about this. Now, I know I've been able to do it for myself, so I can't guarantee that you're going to get the exact same results that I did, just purely because I went away and I took the action. So I need to know that, well, you need to be willing to do the work as well. But I'm currently running a pilot program. Next year, we're going to be launching it. It's going to be 3K. It's designed to help people break free from emotional eating. Now, because I am piloting it this round, I'm looking for 10 people who are ready to start now. But the benefit of that is you get it at an incredibly reduced investment. So rather than 3K, it's going to be $497. So it's ridiculously reduced. And it's because I want to build raving fans. I know that if I can help you get an awesome result, your results are my results. And that's what I want. I want it to be a win-win. And I'm looking for committed action takers, people who are ready to get started now. Is that you? Would you be interested? And be really open, honest. You don't have to pretend you've got results that you don't have yet. You don't have to make it up. That feels inauthentic. And that incongruency, guys, will come through. So you don't want to promise anything that you can't promise that isn't true. You have to be authentic. You have to tell the truth. That's what integrity is. And it's really funny. I read a book recently where they were talking about business values. Who have I got online with me? I've got Karina and I've got somebody else. Come in and say hello so that I know who's there. But the book talked about business values and that how people nowadays are putting authenticity and integrity as top business values. And the author made this comment that he was like, it's interesting because since when did authenticity and integrity not become the norm? And I was like, yeah, well said. Since when was integrity and authenticity not a given? Like, duh, if I'm working with you, I would expect you to be 100% honest with me. So I just thought that was an interesting side comment. So guys, Karina, I don't see any messages or responses. So share with me, guys, when you watch this later on, what is your key learning from this video today? Because this video is fundamental. I can't stress this enough. Fundamental. And it's fun. And it's fundamental to your business success. Seriously, it's never about the sale. It's about building the relationship. And if you do that well, and it's going to take time. Like it took me, and I would say give yourself a good 90 days to start to see results from you investing in these relationships and educating your market. Because initially I spent the first month doing all these Facebook Lives, doing all these workshops, and like it just wasn't getting the engagement that I wanted. And I realized I was in awareness phase, and then I needed to go into nurture before this. You need to earn your clients. You have no right to be like, I want a paying client when you haven't invested the time and the effort to nurture and nourish that relationship. All right, team. Cool beans. So share with me, what's your key learning? And if you've got any questions, please post in the comments below and I will love to get back to you ASAP. All right, team. Have a phenomenal day. I'll speak to you soon. Mwah.